be so formal tonight. I would have taken this tie off here.
I can hardly breathe.
What's the matter?
It's so nerve-wracking.
Is it
All
nerve-wracking?
these people. I'm not used to having to face all these people.
Well, they're friendly. They're very friendly.
Well, this and a rather tight jacket makes it a little more frightening.
Oh.
It's hard to breathe.
Wants to all blow at you? No?
I feel that.
Good evening, Andy.
Andy, oh, I must warn you, Andy won't say a word.
Why?
He's not used to making really public appearances, so I think he'll whisper answers to me if you ask him a question.
Can I listen while he whispers?
I'll whisper to you.
Aren't you going to say one word, Andy?
I can understand because he paints, right?
Yes.
He paints.
Some of your most famous paintings, of course, I guess the one that brought you to fame was the Campbell soup can. Was it not? Right. Then it was the Brillo box, wasn't it? Right. And are there originals of those, or would you do a lot of them and then people buy? Do you do your own copies?
Yes.
You do your own copies. Ah. Are you specializing?
One word.
I didn't recognize the voice. Andy, have you started something new now other than or are you devoting all of your time to the underground movies?
Yes.
Yes, what? Oh, you mean the underground movies?
Yes.
And you've given up painting?
Yes.
Well, that's going to disappoint a lot of pop art collectors. No, you're not op art.
No.
Pop art.
Yes.
Right.
What is art, anyway?
I don't know. I've always thought an artist carries a certain amount of emotion into a painting. Can you do that in pop art? Is that any kind of an emotional thing for you?
No.
He's overcome with it. None at all? No, I'm being serious, because there are...
What kind of emotion can you put into a Campbell soup can? You know.
But then my question is, why would you paint a Campbell soup can?
Because it's part of the culture. It is.
I agree. I think a lot of advertising is something that we recognize. It's probably the...
Yeah, but the effect of it you might not realize. That's, art has something to do with the reflection of it. So if you begin seeing it on canvases, you start thinking about it. What do we have around us all the time? What do you see the most of? What do you notice?
Advertising.
It's true.
It is true in a sense.
And that's where a lot of
But
art
doesn't
talent has
something
to go.
of the artist go into his painting? No?
Yes.
No, Andy, or yes?
No.
A lot of work, for one thing.
Even the masters, there was no emotional involvement with their paintings? The Rembrandts, the Da Vincis?
That's a romantic era. It's not...
Are there many collectors for your kind of art?
Yes.
For example, now, if I wanted to buy a Campbell soup can or a Brillo box without going to the supermarket, but no, I want to buy an Andy Warhol, what would I have to pay? What are they going for now?
He does not know.
You're not involved financially or commercially with any of your enterprises?
He's involved, but it's so involved that he can't keep track of it. There's so much money involved, too.
I see.
Oh, but give Merv a special price if he wants to buy one.
'Cause everybody knows the things she does to please.
And now a page from our Sunday morning almanac, June 3rd, 1968, 50 years ago today. The day pop artist Andy Warhol was confronted by a radical feminist named Valerie Solanas. Just the year before, Solanas had published a manifesto which called, among other things, for thrill-seeking women to eliminate the male sex. An occasional actress in Warhol's films, Solanas accused him of losing a copy of a play she'd written. On that fateful day, she cornered the pop artist in his New York studio, which was known as the Factory. We'll let the police explain what happened next.
After a brief conversation, she drew a weapon and fired and shot Mr. Warhol. And then with the gun, she exited by way of the elevator, and she's disappeared up to the present time.
Warhol was rushed to a hospital where he almost died. Solanas was arrested in Times Square a few hours later. The shooting, needless to say, was a tabloid sensation. Solanas was sentenced to 3 years in prison and ultimately diagnosed with schizophrenia. As for Andy Warhol, he survived, but was scarred both physically and emotionally for the rest of his life. Warhol died in 1987 at the age of 58. Valerie Solanas died the next year at age 52. Her 15 minutes of fame long since faded into obscurity.